Hi guys, Bolt here. Today we're looking at round 3 between Fredericka and Colonel Koenig. This is going to be a good one, hopefully. So if you do enjoy these 1v1s in Steel Division 2, please do hit that follow button. Hit that sub button so that you stay up to date on all that goodies. So, best out of 3 situation going on here. So the first one was won by Colonel, the second one was won by Frederick. And I do think Frederick's heavy tanks played a large role in that, and Colonel just could not really do much about them, unfortunately. So let's go over the unit composition. I'm not quite sure what type of units these are, because Colonel is playing as the Morskaya Grupa Baktina with flatline income. And I haven't really been checking this division out, but we have some AT guns, we have some infantry, recon team, PTRS squad, machine gun squad and infantry going all to the top plateau there. The majority of the units are going middle. So we got a bunch of Morskaya Peotas with DP, so anti-tank rifles. We have some Cherny Bushlatis, Morskaya Sturm. We got a 57mm, some more Sturm infantry, recon, machine guns, and some PTRS squads there as well. For the south, a Maxim PTRS squad and Osnas. Now on the right side we have Frederick, who's playing as the 126th with Maverick income. And we see a lot of BT7s. That's going to probably be really nasty. So we got DP Grupas, PTRSs, a bunch of BT7s. Wonder how much damage they're going to do. And we have some Gorno Strelakis. And all of these are going to the bottom here. Now, mid-bottom, sort of say, we have Morskaya Komroti, some Avtos, Rasvetkas, and some Sapris. They're all going to the middle plateau. And to the top, we have PTRS squads, some Maxim machine gun squads, some Gorno Strelakis, DP variants, and also the regulars. And then we have a buttload of machine guns and a PTRS squad together with a recon going to the northern town. So not quite heavily defended here. And Colonel is actually pushing a lot of points into this sector, so it'll be interesting to see. Frederick is definitely going mainly defensive with all these PTRSs and machine guns. So let's go to the south, where the first contact, I think, is going to be had. Although we have some PTRS v PTRS action over there, looks like the main fight will be fought over here. Maxim and PTRS here are unloading. I see a lot of PTRS gameplay lately. This poor squad of infantry, and there they go and surrender. That was rough. 2 units already gone. The Grupas are nailing all that infantry. The BT7s are racing up though. That's going to be problematic. And there is absolutely no anti-tank here, apart from this 57mm, which is covering this main road. This is definitely a bit of an issue. Now another 57mm was spawned in, together with a bunch of infantry, so hopefully they can actually do some stuff. Alright. Now the BT7s, one of them will probably be up. One of them got wrecked by the IL-2 M3. Could have been a slightly better outcome if he microed it manually, but then again, usually the auto micro or the select fire from airplanes is pretty good, but they were kind of spreading out, so not much he could have done there. Now the ZIS-2 is getting positioned right about here where he can shoot at these BT7s. And because of that, Frederick is now leading with 13 conquest points. Sis2 was not in position just yet, so he just could not fire. I do wonder what this guy is planning. Looks like he's gonna go through the town and get wrecked by the bazookas. So the Osnaz is a what, 4-man team? Yeah, 4-man team with SVTs, a PPS 43 and a bazooka. That is not too bad. That's actually pretty good. So the infantry is now kind of moving to the south to block this off. Not a good idea, since there are quite a lot of infantry out in the open, and also another BT7. So these guys just gave up their good defensive position. Let's see what happens. I don't know if this BT7 is going to make some moves. It looks like everywhere else on the map there isn't really much going on, except for a fresh push here with 24 Sapries versus Colonel's 13 Morskaya Feotas. The Sturmies fell back. That's honestly what I would do as well. And we see 2 more BT7s being bought. And we already have 4 coming out. Jesus Christ. Fredericka is going heavy on the BT7s. It's a good strategy. Definitely a good strategy. Colonel does respond by getting a bunch of AT guns. So we'll see how effective those are. This BT7 is flanking around to the south. That could be really nasty. I just hope for Colonel that the Sis2 manages to unload safely. Speaking of, this one is getting fired at by the Grupa. And I've no idea why Colonel moved out of the building. That was the biggest mistake I've seen so far in this in these guys' battles. This town is completely left open and Fredericka can just go in there and dig in. P3 Bis being spawned in. Luckily for Colonel, manages to kill it, because that could have easily taken out the Sis2. Now on the right side, or I should say bottom, we have 2 BT7s moving up. The PTRS are just not strong enough to take that out quickly. And there's 2, 4, 6 BT7s just chilling. It's not a good day to be a Morskaya Feota. Another P3 Bis comes in, takes out the BT7. Immediately gets tailed by a Hurricane. But for some reason, decides to fall back. That could have actually easily killed. That could have easily killed the P3. There's absolutely no AA here. But as you can see, the north, nothing going on. Fredericka is playing really defensive over there, and also like basically the top half of the map, and pushing hard with armor in the south. We got 5 BT7s to worry about right now. A P40N coming in. Not quite sure what that is planning to be used for. It looks like just to attack the Spitfire. Interesting choice. Oh, the Spitfire takes out the Hurricane. Here we go, fresh push on the middle, Morskaya Sapries, Gornos charging over Colonel Koenig 42's units with ease. There's a bit of a pause in the battle. It looks like Fredericka is just beefing up his defenses, not really pushing up. The 57, I think, got destroyed. I don't really see it anymore. I think it got wrecked. Not quite sure. Got an IL-2 M3 coming in once again to take out the last... Well, I shouldn't say last BT7, but the last BT7 at this range. Looks like it missed as well. Very unlucky. IL-2 M3 coming in for a bombing run on the Morskaya. The town is still in the hands of Fredericka. That is definitely going to be a problem. The middle plateau, the two zones on the middle, firmly in the hands of Fredericka as well. And Fredericka is now leading with 15 conquest points. Good use of airplanes though, by a colonel. He's really thinning out all of the armored units here. Could not fire at the last one. Two 37mm are now covering the skies. All in all, seems like a really difficult situation to get out of. Maybe at this point, you could think, okay, this guy is really putting a lot of resources there. Let me push elsewhere, because that's what you have to do in these situations. Honestly, like, yeah, of course, hindsight, right? Or maximum machine guns. Anything pushing over here is gonna die. But just probing these areas, checking what they have, is always a good idea. There's so many units here. We got a 57mm that's been completely useless. Like all of this infantry could easily take out the machine guns at close range. What he is doing though is now moving these units to the middle. So that is a good thing. Because they are kind of just not doing anything over there. Looks like Colonel is going to make a push for the town. Finally. E3 bis comes in, takes out another BT7, very nice. And that basically reduces the amount of BT7s to 3, but I do wonder what Fredericka has in Phase B. It probably means that he has more tanks, let's be honest here. Come on. Come on, Colonel. Push the town, man. Literally one squad of some bad infantry holding in that forest. Okay, the off map is a good idea. That's a huge range. That should actually wreck most of these units. .76mm being called in. A lot of Morskaya Peota DPs. Another ZIS-2. Where's that going? That's going to the south. Interesting. Ooh, all these reinforcements are moving right into that off map. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that's this one. That is crazy effective. Look at that. One thing that Colonel is doing good is following up on artillery. So we got all this infantry moving up to the edge of the forest. Not quite sure why the 132 is moving up all the way to the front line. I thought this guy has multiple uses, but he's just charging it up like that. Maybe to make these guys surrender? Would be my reasoning. Does that even work with this? Nope. I don't know. That seems like a waste of an off-map. Two P40Ns coming in. There goes the sniper team and a machine gun team. The town is cleared, but at what cost? There's a lot of infantry being pushed to the front line. Sniper team is suppressing the Gornos, doing a really good job actually. It does look like Colonel has kind of a foothold in the town. Oh, that is not a strong position at all. That is dangerous. There's now seems like a new gap developing. Good bombing run here though by Colonel. The 37s are putting in some work. Now there's still 15 to 9. It's about to be 16 to 9. Or 15 to, did I say 9? Yeah, 16 to 8. Possibly 17 to 7 here in a second. Because the town is not really looking that strong. Hurricane coming in, losing line of sight. Very lucky. P3 Bisses coming in. Unfortunately evacuating right after that little bit of a skirmish. Very nice kill by the IL too. Interesting. The BT7s. They have definitely been the bane of Colonel Koenig's existence. They're so effective. There goes one of them though to the Ziz 2. Very nice hit. Only one squad holding that demolished town. Still a BT7 over here, but nothing the Morskayas can't handle. The main problem now is actually the fire support that is building up in the back here. Got two of these 25mm, we got two of the 37s. I mean, this makes sense. Like, in terms of the volume of units, you can see that Fredericka is spawning more because he has more points. I think when you play with this income, with Flatline, it's very important to play it slow and just drain the enemy. So maybe pushing all the way here in the beginning, that push by Colonel might have been a mistake there. Maybe playing more defensive would have been better, like holding in the town, putting up some AT right like there. You know, just hindsight. It's all hindsight, but you know what I mean. You have to play based on how your deck is and how your point income is. And Fredericka is doing exactly that. He was playing it slow, of course with the BT7s, but phase B you just see BT7s spawning everywhere and pushing. So he keeps the aggressive push going. Interesting push by Colonel. Finally, we got some AA here being spawned in by Colonel. We got a 37mm, another off-map being called in. I still don't know why that first one was sacrificed. Is it just a one-time thing? Oh wow. Man, those Ziz 12s are amazing. Look at that, dude. Those are sick. Okay, those things are overpowered as hell. Holy. T-34 76, 1942s coming in, doing a good amount of damage to some infantry, but the Hurricane almost destroyed one of them. And the BT-7s could actually do some damage. From a side shot to these things, they can be nasty. Aggressive push by Colonel. I don't know if that's a good idea. I would definitely wait a bit more. Yep, there goes one of them. That's, oh man, that sucks. The 76 got him, I think. Really good off map though. That is going to be huge. Got some more skies moving up. They, in theory, should be fine, except for this Sis-2 here, which can see everything. That's a well-positioned AT gun there. T-40 coming in on the T-34, I believe. Yep, destroying that with ease. That was a bit too aggressive. That push was... It was, I don't know. It was a bit too fast, I would say. Well, that off map. Oh, there we go. Took out both of those Zis-12s. Might also take out the 37. Yep. And the 76. Damn. Okay. It's just a big delete button. That is most of his AA gone. And I wonder if Colonel knows. Got an interesting push going on here. T-34-76 is placed right in the middle. Versus a Zis-2. That thing has a fast reload, so that's gonna win. Yep, no problem. Oh my god. Look at the amount of Gornos. And more Skies. I would definitely be impressed by the amount of units that Fredericka is spawning in. A20 being used over here. That could definitely help. That could push this front line way back. And now with most of that AA destroyed. Very nice. Now right now it is 14-10. About to be 14-11. Or 13-11. But it looks like Fredericka is pushing over and taking this point, so it's back to 14-10. It does not look too good. Oh, almost got him. Another T-34-76 being sacrificed to the AT gods. Yeah, no, there's a lot of mistakes being made by Colonel today. Definitely. If you're playing on this map, you just gotta put everything in every bush. Like infantry in every single bush. And just wait it out. I think what Fredericka did though in the beginning was really good. Move up those BT-7s. They're cheap, they're fast. And the infantry on the front line kind of already scouted ahead. So he knew that Colonel didn't really have anything to stop him with. And they're sacrificial lambs. Like that is still the range or the area that is weak. It's because of those BT-7s 20 minutes ago. But now the response by Colonel to just basically do the same thing later in the game is a huge mistake. Because at that point, Fredericka is dug in with AT guns and tanks. Basically in everywhere. So he lost like 4 or 5 T-34s already. Which is painful. So miss micro there. There goes the L2. Gorno's being spawned in and moved straight into the south. And this is exactly kind of my kind of playstyle. I just move stuff into the front line and just hope for the best. It's 15-9, we got about 45 seconds left here. And I don't see this turning around. He can probably delay it, like this, taking this zone. Will that delay anything? Well, put it back to a minute. There's this zone as well, but that means fighting through like 50 dudes. And that A20 is definitely not going to make that possible. Yeah, that was a nasty bombing run. This entire time, nothing happened on the north. Like, a bit of smoke and pushing 2 squads of just line infantry, that would have already taken the north. But again, it's hindsight. You never know what they have. But that is that. So with that, Fredericka wins this this engagement between these two gentlemen. So it's 2 out of 3 for Fredericka. There you go. So I think the main mistake that Colonel made was, like, the beginning was fine, of course. Like, you never know what the enemy's gonna do. The BT7s were kind of a surprise. The AT placements were not optimal by Colonel, and I think his late game gameplay with the T-34s was just sacrificial. That could have been used a lot better. Would have loved to see some more mortars, like some smoke action. Maybe dividing along the front line as well, pushing somewhere where the enemy isn't putting literally everything they have. That's always a good idea as well. Like, you don't want to turn it into a grind. If you turn it into a grind, it's gonna be rough. But that was it. That was the 3 games between Fredericka and Colonel Koenig, 42. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more Steel Division 2 1v1s. See you.